Hello and welcome. I'm Vincent Makori and this is Africa 54. We begin in Southern Africa and Mozambique. The United States is calling on Mozambique's government and the Renamo opposition movement to move back from the brink. The U.S. State Department says it is deeply concerned by the escalation in violence between government security forces and members of the opposition party Renamo. U.S. officials say it could disrupt the country's strong economic growth. The former rebel group Renamo declared on Monday that it was terminating a 1992 peace accord that ended a 17-year civil war. It complained that government forces overran a base where opposition leader Afonso Dhlakama was staying in the Ngorongosa forest. And now for more on the implications of the collapse of the Mozambique peace deal, I'm joined by Joao Santarita of VOA's Portuguese service. Joao, welcome to Africa 54.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, now we know that way back in April, sometime in May actually, Renamo called on the regional body, SADC, to kind of mediate on the situation that was brewing between it and the Frelimo-led government. When did things start going bad in Maputo?
Well, I think that what's happening, it's been a slow process because what has happened is a combination of two factors. Renamo, after the peace accords, won a number of seats in parliament, became the major opposition party, but never managed to establish itself as a true opposition party with a platform, with an alternative platform. And as a result, it's been steadily losing political ground. For example, I have figures here in 1999, Renamo had more than 2 million votes. In the elections of 2009, that is 10 years after, it only got 650,000.
And they never accepted the results of the 2009.
No, and that's also been a problem because the leader of Renamo, Mr. Afonso Dhlakama, has always been saying that there was cheating in the elections, and so that has also turned off people. Why vote if the elections, are not fair? But so there's been a slowly deterioration of the power of Renamo, of the political power of Renamo. And this, of course, has led to other problems, which is that Renamo has been left out of the incredible economic growth that has happened. And so what has happened is that the Renamo people around Dhlakama have seen the Frelimo leadership and the elite around it, being very well off, getting rich, while they have been getting poorer. No. So this has become a big problem, and therefore Renamo, for example, demanding that the whole agreement around the armed forces be renegotiated so that its members can become officers, etc.
Now that they're saying, well, they've quit the peace deal, what are some of the concerns of the people on the ground in Mozambique of what might actually follow?
Well, there's a lot of uncertainty, of course. And you must remember that Ngorongosa is in central Mozambique, which is a very vital area because it's got the port of Beira, which of course serves Zimbabwe and serves also Tete province, which is a very wealthy region in Mozambique, mining. And so there's widespread concern that this could affect that. But I must say I'm not convinced that this is going to blow up in a full-scale war, although obviously Renamo can cause problems. But I think things can still be solved. I saw that President Gebuza today say that he's for dialogue, although his Minister of Defense said that they had to move in because this was what he called the nucleus of terrorism. So I think it will all depend how the two leaders act now, and if there is maybe some kind of mediation on this.
And given that this is a main opposition party, how does it compare with the other political players on the ground?
Okay, so one also of the weaknesses of Mr. Dhlakama is that he has gotten rid of some of his, best deputies. I'm talking, for example, about the present leader of the Mozambique Democratic Movement, which is the third political party, or even of Mr. Raul Domingos, who was the man who negotiated the peace agreement with Frelimo. Now, what's happening here is that I think politically, of course, Renamo has got the most opposition members of parliament, and I think they'll carry on doing that because even though, Dhlakama says that the agreement is now over, they won't leave parliament because that itself is a sort of revenue and of some influence. Yeah. But I think what's going to happen is because they're boycotting the next provincial elections and the next national elections next year. So the provincial elections are now in November and the national elections next year. And I think what's going to happen is that you're going to see the Mozambique Democratic Movement, which is the third party, grow. They're going to grow. And Renamo is going to lose more power politically. So that could be, again, you know, a source of instability.
You know, we'll be watching these developments very closely. Joao, thank you very much.
Thank you
for joining us today. Now, Joao Santarita is a reporter with Voice of America's Portuguese service. Thank you very much.